Blackhawks named Kevin Dineen as their assistant coach, while the Coyotes signed assistant Jim Playfair to a multi-year extension. A little closer to home, reports of the Giants owner Ron Toigle will put together a bid for the 2016 Memorial Cup.
They mistake. Plus, why a second U.S. agency is saying our real estate market is in for a correction. Tonight at 6 on CTV News Vancouver.
Do you want to grow your career? Do you want to be part of building BC and Alberta's landmark projects? Then LMS Reinforcing Steel Group needs you. LMS is always looking for experienced reinforcing steel or post-tensioning installer enthusiasts. If that's you, email your resume to careers@lmsgroup.ca. Join LMS Reinforcing Steel Group and help reinforce the community. Email
killed him. Spread stories on our website this week is about the Integrated Homicide Investigation Team looking into the death of a woman in Port Coquitlam yesterday.
Open inside, a receiver who can do multiple things. You know, and that's what I'm not sure Manny Arsenal is. That's not Taylor could be that guy, but you know, with the drops, I'm still waiting for him to have that kind of game where he can beat you in a number of different ways.
Really? That's when we decided to come in. Fuck you. Fucking retard.
She is going to retire from her job. Her husband, Bill, who's 54, recently retired.
The original Obama administration proposal was that the focus on earnings and first job is a very distorting means of evaluating education. And some of our economists here at Harvard have done analysis.
John Renenden is the vice president of Pelicanite, just outside New Orleans. Pelican claims to be the longest continually running ice house in North America. I'm David Weinberg from Marketplace. We're going to start a new series on the program today. Ben. So listen, I want you to go to Ticketmaster.com.
Okay.
On your regular old-fashioned computer.
Which I have here in our brand new studios.
In U.S., there's that secrecy about suppliers, and second, the certifiers, the companies that check up on organic farmers and processors and certify their products as organic.
Fati is handing out flyers in front of a mosque. He says French Muslim and Jewish communities are living in two separate worlds and must make an attempt to get to know each other.
From the standpoint of campaign finance reformers, they feel they dodged the bullet here.
But Ken says it's something the justices could address in the future.
I don't think it's too sweeping to say that the court really is on a path toward something approaching total deregulation of campaign finance.
If that limit on individual donations were to disappear, it would affect many. In Washington, I'm David Gura for Marketplace.
There is virtually nothing I will...
Sunshine for many more days under this dominant ridge of high pressure. Fairly typical of late July, early August around here. We often have these highs tomorrow and Wednesday, Thursday, 25 at the beach, 28 at land.
Cheers Market's 24 outside CKNW. You know, you swim them through the water. Others are for bottom bounding. Others are for just barely taking the bottom. So the bottom line is every situation calls for a specific technique, and every technique a specific jig.
Her fiance and ends up falling in love with her seatmate, a French jewel thief played by a mustachioed Kevin Kline. I watched that romantic comedy, French Kiss, by the way, just a couple of weeks ago. A movie of the mid-1990s.
Who are romantically involved interact with each other, and there's always been a little bit of a coding element to that. And you know, we have movies like Love Actually, and you know, movies in the sort of Judd Apatow range that are wacky and fun and very entertaining, but they don't really talk about the world of Tinder and eHarmony and Match.com and all of that is not really well reflected in Hollywood at this point.
You're
advice to screenwriters who are saying get your act together. There's an opportunity here to make movies like the ones you just described, yet that's not happening, and there's a cultural thing happening here. People aren't watching these movies.
Speaking of the news time, 5:04 with traffic. Every 10 minutes on the boards from the AM 730 traffic helicopter. Here's Kim Larson.
Crews working on clearing an accident on the Arthur Lang Bridge southbound. Cleared the accident at the Massey Tunnel southbound. It's backed up to 91 though, and we also have Russ Baker Way closed northbound by the Dinsmore Bridge where a cyclist has been hit. A vehicle fire getting put out in Port Moody on the Clark Road Hill near the bottom by Cecile Drive, and Highway 1 is closed to westbound traffic through Abbotsford to Langley. It's closed between Mount Lehman and 264th, and in Langley, assault Fraser Highway westbound at 200 Street. Wherever you're going,
where the fuck are you going?
Provide the energy behind your journey. Visit your nearest Esso station and fuel up with Esso quality fuels today. This is the AM 730 traffic center.
Hi, Mark Madriga, Global Sky Tracker weather forecast. Continuing with this sunny forecast for the next several afternoons. Clear nights, high temperatures of 25 to 28.
Outside Pacific Center, we are sitting at 24 degrees. That's your CKNW weather for Stammer Brothers Roofing. For over 40 years, new roof and re-roof for repair. Give Stammer Brothers a call. 604-946.
Fish plant forced 200 people out of the area for an hour and a half today.
We could see it was like a fog, and
a hard time raising money.
On the other hand, if Argentina does not default, it could open itself up to a deluge of lawsuits from holdout creditors. In other words, Argentina is damned if it defaults and damned if it doesn't. In New York,